Todd has got a challenge for you. Make a game only using particles as your art.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. I'm not doing that right now. We have 24 minutes. That sounds like a really fun thing to do for a game jam, to be honest. So our problem there is that you're not going to have any kind of collision. Now, God of War does have collision particles, although they don't work in the same way as physics collision. So that's the thing we could do. So we have ourselves a fairly standard-looking explosion. Let's make it look a bit more interesting. Are we using? We are using that. Great.
Particles are also probably a ton more expensive than a shader.
Oh yeah, but you can have shader particles, of course.
Dun dun dun.
So now let's just get rid of that entirely.
Roderick has said Stargate Universe had greatest potential, but was ended too
Oh
soon.
yeah, it was ended much too soon. And to be honest, the hardcore fan base just didn't like it because that's not the show they signed up for. They signed up for another Stargate Atlantis, and they didn't get it. And I get that. Like that's the creators took a risk and they alienated a lot of their fans. But let's make ourselves a little sun.
Roderick also says 24 minutes is all you need. We believe in you.
I'm glad someone does, because I don't. Not about that. Okay, so that's way too many.
That looks like GTA's loading screen.
All right, so what have we got here? We've got the exact same thing, but I've gotten rid of the radial acceleration, which I haven't because it's still a curve there. Let's get rid of it. And I've just got them spawning in over a thing with over a radius with a color ramp. And because they're added together, you're getting a really cool effect. If they're not added together, if they're just mixed, it doesn't look anywhere near as interesting.
No, it doesn't.
But once we start doing that, we start getting really ethereal effects, which I really enjoy. And this color scheme is quite evocative of that. But we could...
It's like a wisp, isn't it?
Let's go toxic. All right. Let's make a different thing. What should we make?
GTA 6 Particles Only Edition.
Hi, Todd. Let's make it something we'd actually make. Because even Rockstar couldn't make GTA 6 in 24 minutes. 14 years.
You should see someone about that cough. It seems to be lasting a long time.
It's a long time. All right, let's do some magic. For this, I'm going to take something a bit weirder. Let's take an abstract thing I made. Or I found these brushes and I use them. Abstract circles. Nope, let's go with blob. Yes. All right. Mikey, you mentioned stargates. Let's make a magical stargate. So enter particles, and I don't want gravity. Sometimes you don't want gravity. I almost never want it. So first thing to do is turn it off. This is quite a big image, so I'm going to scale it down. And I'm going to want... We'll start with 8. It's fine. I'm going to do a 4-second particle. Right now, nothing is happening. Nobody cares. That's fine. Let's go to our angle. 360 with maximum randomness. In fact, that's too small. There we go. Okay, so we have that. Now let's go angular velocity 90, randomized.
The Mad Tinkerer has said everybody's talking about the God of War Uber shader, but let's not forget about the Uber particles.
The Uber particles are pretty good, although given the trouble that Uber's in right now, maybe we shouldn't. Womp
womp.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to give this color. Actually, I'm going to give it a color ramp. I like color ramps. And let's go a little bit magical. Let's go... What are magical colors? Purple is the color of magic. That's not purple. That's purple. There we go. And fading into... I should pick the color here. All right, so as you can see, what we have right now is what is a happy little accident, right? So how can we make this better? Well, first thing we can do is our canvas item trim. So down to material, canvas item, add. Okay, but not what we're looking for. So let's go to, let's do some alpha trick. So I'm going to drag this one over here, add a new key, and make that alpha 0. Oh, I just moved it to the wrong place. No, you live here. And a new key here. Make it nice and propely.
Of course, it's one of the things when dealing with anything that's adding, getting to white, it only takes a few particles, so you can very easily end up with a big white blob if we're not careful.
In fact, I'm not enjoying the colors I picked, so let's just do that. Actually, you know what we should do? We should go back to purple.
Todd has also said, Bob Ross, particles only edition.
Okay, so we have some happy little bushes. All right. So far, we've got something that looks a little bit dreamy, but not what we're looking for. So let's go into our scales, make a scale curve. Add a point here and here by right-clicking. Go zip and zip. And I think our angular velocity needs to be much higher.
I mean, it doesn't have the shape of, but before you started changing these settings and putting that curve in, it reminded me a lot of the portals in Valheim.
Yep. I can see that. Okay. Let's do some fun stuff. Let's go to emission shape and do a sphere that is 32 pixels wide. Is that wide enough? No. 128. Too wide. 64. Great. Let's give it a little bit of tangential acceleration. That's not enough. I don't mean tangential, I mean radial. In fact, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's go minus 100, minus 50.
Ooh. So this feels like a very a process that you just have to go over and over, iterating through everything and just seeing what you get from it.
Yep, very much so. And let's do a bit of lifetime randomness. And let's say slight explosiveness. No. So what I'm not liking right now is the big white gap in the middle. Now we could, instead of going to add, we could go to subtract. But we're on a black background, we're not going to see anything, so that's silly.
Could you add another particle system right on top to...
Basically what I was about to say, yeah. So let's make a black blob particle. Boop. Now, I want black. So what is it we're not going to do? We're not going to add the colors together. So new particle, I need a texture. I think we do...
So what determines the layer here? Does it have to be above the other one in the node stack? In the
we can change random priority, but whenever you're using a scene tree like this, imagine you're standing here at the bottom.
Yep.
Looking this way.
So whatever's at the bottom comes last, basically.
I believe so. Yeah. Now, we can't see it. Why can't we see it? Because it's white on white. Fine. Move.
Oh, that looks horribly ominous. Yeah, when I say horrible at this point, I don't mean it looks horrible.
Oh, I know. Let's turn gravity off. And I need to change the scale on this. So let's go 0.5.
Oh, someone's got to make a black hole particle system.
All right. New curve. And we're going to go minus 100 to 100. So we're just going to... and this needs to be a sphere, doesn't it? So let's go to emission shape.
This is starting to look like an evil spell.
But I want this to look a lot more circular.
Nice.
All right. It's flickering. A couple of ways we can solve flickering. Mikey, can you give me a couple of ways we can solve flickering?
You ask Jan to do it. It's the first one. because I've seen him.
We've
done it before.
Talked a couple of times.
So we can zoom things in and out at the beginning, or fade them in and out with a color ramp.
Correct. So let's do that. Let's go to a color ramp. You gradient color. You gradient.
Seahorse heads. Yes, I can see the seahorse heads.
And I'm just going to bring the alpha down on that. And let's bring the alpha in as well. Now it looks like I've got some explosiveness going on there, which I did not mean to. Oh no, it's the render priority, which is under. Where's render priority? It's under drawing, I think. Nope. I did know this one.
Is it for that white shimmer that happens over the top of it?
Mm-hmm.
I think that adds to it, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it's nice to do that on purpose.
Is it under the visibility, under the canvas item area?
Don't think so. Okay, so show behind parent, it just makes the parent come in first, right? So we don't want that. But around here somewhere is a render priority. Oh, wait. Should be right here.
Yes,
there we go. Yeah, it's still not doing it. Okay, that's fine. What I could do is I could go here and do the render priority at -1. Would that work? No. Basically, there's too many of these white particles on top. But this is not a Stargate, which is what I wanted. So let's do some changes. Meow, 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 meow. Whoop. How's that?
Ooh.
I mean, it's just with just a couple of changes, you can start getting really cool effects. Oh, I know why it's doing that. I think I do know why it's doing that. We know a color ramp. This is white alpha.
Oh, interesting.
Or black alpha. Because it's actually ramping from black to white with an alpha of 0.
So you've got that little area of crossfade.
Now, because we're using a ring, if we remove it, it actually doesn't work as well, right? But having that in the middle really helps. Now, maybe we don't want that to be that kind of particle, right? Maybe it's just going to stay there in the center. And to do that, we could just get rid of our radial acceleration entirely. And
just make that particle bigger as well, couldn't we, to take up more space?
Make that particle bigger, and we just make this a point. But with this as a point, it looks really inorganic. Everything around it is flowing, and there's just this dead spot. And that's kind of what we want to avoid, right? We don't want just a little static point. If this is all going to be moving and flowing, let's have it all moving. So I don't know. I'm quite happy with that. But let's, I don't know. Mikey, what's your favorite color?
I'm not 5. I don't have one, but green. Hello, good evening, Daz.
Hey Daz. Where's my approval? I can't see it. There it is. There we go. Lovely green portal. Now, because we're dealing with added colors, I'm just going to make that nice and simple. Now, I find that a little bit too neon because it's just one color fading in and out, but that's an effect you can make.